What's up gamers, Jem here and welcome to the new update for Doom. Now I'm not going to show you the new updates like what's new game mode, new content, whatever, but there was this one bug fix. Actually it's not even a bug fix. There's like this one quality of life update that came to Doom, and that is, let's just load a random level, and that is reduced input latency. Yes, Bethesda has made an update that reduces the latency with Doom Eternal. Now, if you haven't already watched my Doom mouse and keyboard video, I'm not even going to touch the mouse yet. If you haven't watched my Doom mouse and keyboard video, in that video I pretty much just play mouse and keyboard for the first time, even on Stadia really, not including Destiny 2 for a while, but this was the first time where I was taking it serious with mouse and keyboard on Doom, and the reason why I made that video at the time was because there was so much videos saying, "Oh, it's so laggy, blah blah blah." And I was like, I mean, mouse and keyboard's never meant to be played with cloud, but I've totally changed my mind since then. After making that video, I came to the conclusion that Doom Eternal it felt 60 FPS like a native game, but it felt like if I had VSync on. So if you're a PC gamer and you can tell the difference between VSync on and off through input lag, then you know what it felt like for me when I was playing Doom Eternal mouse and keyboard back then. Now that I'm actually using this new update, which is already available right now, they reduced the game latency, and I can confidently tell you this feels native 60 with VSync off, which is the fastest input latency that you can get with a PC game. Why did I even go there? Whoops, I forgot the button to punch. You can tell that I haven't played this game for a very long time. But yeah, it feels very very native. Now, I would argue that Division 2 feels even more native. Like, I don't know what Ubisoft has done with that game. They've done a great job. But thankfully for this update, this is my conclusion on my previous video was just that, oh, it's playable. If you don't focus on the latency, your mind will get used to it, and then you can play like that. That's how I left that video, which was great. But this, right now, this is just proper, like, normal 60 FPS game. That's what it feels like. And it not this game in particular, but Division 2, what was it, the Turing Test, and the Zombie Army 4, I think it was called. Those games are so beautifully polished that it made me change my opinion about mouse and keyboard on cloud gaming, because I used to play on GeForce Now, and GeForce Now was only playable for me when I had it on 120 frame mode, which felt really good. But when I played on 60, it never felt good. And so, you know, I didn't think Stadia would do well either. I just thought that's how cloud gaming is, and I just didn't think much about it. And but games like Division 2, Turing Test, Zombie Army 4, and even this Doom now with the new update, it made me change my mind that, oh my god, you can actually play games with mouse and keyboard even if it is 60. So imagine what 120 frames is going to feel like on Stadia. It's gonna be insane, and I can't wait until that comes out. Nah, I just have trouble. I have trouble like multitasking in general, which is, I guess, not a good thing for when you're like live streaming. I'm not live streaming now, but I'm just saying, like, if you're recording a game and talking at the same time, it's something I struggle with a lot because I suck at multitasking. But so some people are wondering, how did Bethesda even manage this? How did I think the developers were id, right? I think it was id. How did id even manage reducing the game latency? Now, I don't know what they've done, I don't know. Maybe they optimized it more. Maybe they sacrificed something. Maybe they added more frames. I don't know what they done. But what I do know is that they reduced it by how do I explain this? Okay, you know what? It's teaching time. Let me teach you how input latency works in the video. Okay. Now Stadia has three primary methods of input latency, which add up together that total up to your input latency. One of them is the most obvious one, which is your location to the Stadia server. I'm just trying to remember all like these combos and stuff by the way as I'm talking. So the most obvious one is your location to the Stadia servers. So let's just for argument's sake, I'm going to give a realistic example or a scenario. Let's say from my house to the Stadia server, it is 25 ms. Now, you know, some people are 20, some people are 30, some people even have 15 ping to the Stadia servers, which is insane. Personally, well, to be fair, my average is 18 to 20, but just for argument's sake, I'm gonna say let's minus 25. Maybe I should stop doing this. While I really suck at multitasking so much, you can tell right now. So one of the latency is Stadia to home to Stadia servers. The second one is FPS. Now, the less FPS you have, the higher the latency is going to be. If you're playing the game at 30 frames per second, then you're gonna have 32 ms ping. Now already, if I'm playing Stadia and I'm playing a 30 FPS game, already you have to add up 32 ms with 25 ms. Now, on top of that, the last latency thing is the game latency itself. Now this is the biggest one. Now the game latency, I don't know what the game latency for this game is, but games can range from like, I don't know, like 60 to 300. For example, Red Dead Redemption 2 is about 300 ping, 300 ms. So imagine a game like Red Dead, you have 300 plus 32 ms because it's a 30 FPS game, and then plus your Stadia ms. I mean, that's already like over 350 ms right there, but the one that takes the most is the game latency. And this is true for Doom Eternal as well. So I don't know what Doom Eternal's game latency was, but when they patched this game, that's what they reduced. So maybe it used to be 150 ms for the game latency for this game, but then it got changed to like 125. Like whatever the developers have done, I don't know. But all I do know is that it's the game latency is the one that got changed. God, this is so hard to talk and play at the same time. I hope you understand. So imagine, I'm just gonna stop so I can focus. So imagine, okay, you got a 30 FPS game, which is 32 ms ping, ms latency. Then you have your home to Stadia, which is 25 ms. Then let's just say the game is 125 ms, so that equals to 182 ms latency. So your input latency will be 182 if those numbers were, you know, a real game. So for example, 30 FPS games create 32 ms latency. If you were playing a 120 frame game, then it's only going to add 8 ms, and a 60 FPS game would only add 16 ms. And these, you know, compared to 30 to 120, that's a big leap. Not even just visually and gameplay wise, but in terms of latency. Even if you're playing on PC or a console or whatever, increased FPS will always reduce your input latency as well. And as you know, with cloud gaming, you want to get as less input latency as possible. Another thing is, the thing about Stadia is that not only are we going to eventually get 120 frames support, but it's all about the powerful servers they have. The powerful blades, or whatever you want to call them, the Stadia blades. It's all about that. Like, if they can reduce the game latency, then it doesn't matter how far you are from a Stadia server. For example, I mean, I'm going to give a really unrealistic, insane scenario. Imagine you have this game. You know what? I'll give you a realistic scenario. Actually, I'll give you a realistic example. I don't know if you guys know this, but Red Dead Redemption on Stadia has less input latency than consoles, and this is something Digital Foundry has tested themselves. They found out that Stadia Red Dead Redemption 2 has less input latency than a console. And the reason for that is, well, first of all, Red Dead on Stadia is 60 frames, not 30, so therefore you're already saving 16 milliseconds right there. And on top of that, Stadia servers are way stronger than the current gen platform, so the game latency is even reduced. And I don't know what the game I think it was like 300. The Red Dead's game engine latency was like 300 or something. So I'm giving you I don't know the exact value, but let's just say the console version of Red Dead was like 350, and then Stadia was 300, and then PC was like 275. So it was something like that. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but a simple Google search, and I think Digital Foundry were the ones who found this out anyways. I mean, as I'm playing Doom right now, again, like, I went through all that, I completely forgot about the latency and stuff. It feels like a natural PC game right now with mouse and keyboard, and I can't wait to see more games that are just optimized for Stadia. This is what it should have been like at launch, to be honest, because it's already got so much bad press. I mean, I guess it was already going to get hated on just because it's a Stadia game, but it would have been maybe less hate, maybe, I don't know. But this is what it should have been like at launch. But it is what it is. It's out now, so if you have Doom Eternal, you know, check it out for yourself. I'm sure you'll notice the instant latency difference. If you're playing with a controller, sure, you're gonna feel a bit more smoother, but controller latency is just something. I don't know how to explain it. You're more sensitive to mouse latency than controller latency. So controllers can have a higher latency than mouse. That's fine because it's harder to notice. You're not that sensitive. Using a mouse is far more sensitive than controller latencies. I feel I'm just gonna end it here. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned something. I hope you understand how latency works in games and how it works in Stadia and how the future of Stadia is gonna be like. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video as well. So thanks for watching. Oh my god, I forgot my outro again. Thanks for watching. Oh my god, I'm completely blank. Today's not my day. You know what? I'm actually opening up my script right now. I can't believe I forgot my outro. So bear with me. This is embarrassing. You'd think I cut this out in editing right now, but you know what? I just like when people mess up. I just like bloopers. But I'm gonna keep this in. So I'm reading this off from script, by the way. Now, usually I do it off by heart, but this time I'm reading off the script. Thank you for watching my video. This is Jem, and I'll see you on the next one.